with this. Cloud, obviously, during Game 2, looked very, very strong, so I can't necessarily go against him. In fact, I think I misheard Nomad. I think he was going for Cloud with the double support melee, but regardless, I'm on the side of Mystique for this one in terms of draft.
Yeah, I like what Mystique has. I think they've got a lineup that can go online quite fast, shut down the map space real quick for Andy. What I'm keen to see is how much Zone can get in his mid matchup up against the Zeus, whether or not he can bully out Butterfly Effect the same way Butterfly Effect bullied him out in the Pangolier. Not as straightforward. Zeus does have range. He's got the Heavenly Jump to run away from the SF raises, so it's not straightforward. And for some reason, Zone just used the Shadow Rays already, so he, you know, wastes a little bit of mana in a very sensitive lane there. And the tips are out because, yeah, why'd you do that? You're trying to pump fake, but you missed. You missed. You wasted 70 of my mana.
How much a mistake. It happens. He's going to be able to heal it up before the laning phase even starts, so I suppose it's a matter of who cares. Of course, Zone probably going to be more than happy playing the SF himself this game, considering what happened last game to him against an SF, so see what he can get done. Obviously, probably not going to be as easy of a matchup for him because he's up against Zeus. Meanwhile, bottom side, Starif and Andy are going to take a lot of damage already. Starif might just drop here. A couple more right clicks will do it, and Ray will find it. In fact, NJ, he'll just keep chasing for a bit more damage onto Andy, getting plenty off onto the Spectre, forcing Andy already to buy a set of tangos, and what does seem like his Undying will bring them over for him. But already a fantastic start here from Mystique.
Yep, they have a solid foundation. They've cut the tree line as well to ensure there are no shenanigans coming in from Starif. I am curious to just how much they can hold this lane out on Andy, because it is a Spectre lane. With an Undying, Undying wants to be aggressive, Spectre not so. So NJ should still be able to just do what he wants here, trade hits, get the farm up, not really be threatened too badly. With level 1 Axis, he can do a good amount of damage onto Andy as well. Try to harass him out. He is ready with his stick, so he can sustain through it, but this time around, I'm expecting NJ to have a much better lane than he did in Game 2.
Oh, absolutely. It seems Mystique really enjoy running this Beastmaster draft anyway, so sure NJ will be feeling very, very comfortable with this hero. See what Cloud can do to try and slow him down or at least shut him down. Of course, top side, you are going to have a bit of a rotation as Mercy trying to chase down Ray. Could not keep up. We'll just leave him be. Pretty important for Mercy to be able to hit that level 2 mark, but at the same time, you don't want to soak too much XP off the Death Prophet. So, you know, it's all about large camp pulls, all about trying to pull the wave back behind the tower if you can. For now, it seems like he is just going to stick around with CSJ. But you do have plenty of kill potential if you can get a nice roll into a nice kickback onto CSJ, but again, you do kind of require the level 2 for that.
Yeah, and slowly but surely trying to soak his way up there. He's not getting the creep pulls he'd want here on Mercy. And you are still having a pretty decent lane for CSJ. There's not much pressure the Pudge can really pump out here. Level 1 to 3 even. It's just, you have a range disadvantage. You don't have the best setup from your snap until Cookie's kind of ready. So you're not going to be able to threaten, but as long as you get that steady build up as well, and once this Pudge can rotate into the camps, hook every so often, get that build up, you're going to hit a pretty decent timing for to rush into a defensive item into that Ags, and at that point where things can get awkward. Of course, that's still a ways off, laning wise. Still kind of set to at least have a good start here for CSJ.
Certainly so.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Aggression here down at the bot lane, not going to lead to too much. Mid lane, of course, Butterfly Effect and Zone still going at it, but Butterfly, oh, I say he was having a good time. He's not so much anymore. That second raise does land, the slow gets ridiculous. Zone able to get a bit of revenge here onto Butterfly Effect after that game number 2. He's going to be feeling very happy with himself, I'm sure.
Yep, already off to a good start. Bullying out the Zeus. That level 1 Heavenly Jump cooldown is massive. You can't just jump away safely from the SF. You really need to ensure you're playing quite far back here on Butterfly Effect. Play with your Arc Lightning and just poke and prod. Get that build up. He is severely behind in farm here as well on Butterfly Effect. So Zone, feeling great. And all the lanes so far just looking great for Mystique. All across the map. You're not finding too many issues here. Lane for NJ is going well. It's not being threatened. Zone's overwhelmingly on top of Butterfly Effect. Cloud has to find a way to get their own lanes going. You've hit this level 2 timing on Mercy, but your combination with DP up against something like the Pudge, it can be tricky to look for those angles. There is a lot of punish if you overextend on the side of Cloud, so Mystique just more than happy to play this way and get that initial build up. Down the line, you would want to threaten Andy, but as long as as long as the Spectre is still trying to farm, it's really not a threat until maybe Ags plus Mantis up.
Yeah. I think at the very least, like, you might want to chase Ray down instead, but we'll see. Bottom lane, DQQ trying to get a little bit of aggression out onto this Undying. Starov gonna be fine. The Courier actually somehow still gets away. Looks like DQQ just lost vision of the Courier of the Spectre, so won't be able to snipe that. I'm sure Andy would rather not lose that Courier with his broadsword on it. Be a bit detrimental for him. He'll be able to pick it up, no problems now. 1k advantage the way of Mystique for now, as DQQ again going to try and get a little bit aggressive here onto Andy. Nice little deny on the Hawk as well, though mid lane, or zone, is just going to drop. Nice rotation from Mercy, able to secure the kill onto the SF's top side. Even a jump being made now on CSJ. Hook is not available, so they can't keep the chase up. But they are starting to try and apply that aggression as MMM, again, with the hook up now, trying for it, does find a very nice hook landing. And that'll be CSJ surely to drop. And MMM, he will take the kill, no problem.
And it's the one issue when your Earth Spirit does rotate, the DP solo in this lane can come under threat. You don't have a body forward to kind of cop these hits and just play with a Spirit Siphon for you. They even managed to spot CSJ's Courier. So a nice little take for additional gold coming out. You do have to respect the Earth Spirit rotations, but they're trying to rotate now on Mystique's and onto Butterfly Effect here.
No, just one lift will kind of do it. You'll get the second raise off, and that's more than enough for Zone to finish off the kill. So a nice rotation now from DQQ. Getting a bit of revenge being kind of brought out here by Team Mystique in the mid lane. Because the more you can do that, the better, because you'd love to start pushing in that tier 1 tower, even if it's just the SF. It's like DQQ even might stick around here on the Rubik, wait out the power rune timing, and maybe even try to kill the Zeus off again once he TP's in. But for now, Ray actually picks up the regen rune himself on the Snapfire. It seems like DQQ has left the mid lane, so not going to stick around to try and snipe the Zeus a second time.
No, they've done their job. Zone's just going to go clear out camps while picking up the bounty rune, get his bottle top up. Again, the game is looking pretty damn good for Mystique to start off with. They're applying that laning pressure. They're finding a strong start for NJ. They're preventing that Spectre Undying lane to feel overwhelming. To be fair, again, the laning combination of Spectre Undying, it's not the most aggressive. So you're just not getting that early presence there.
Bit of a chase out onto the Snapfire, but Ray's going to be okay, and MMM, he's more than happy to just turn back around onto CSJ. So they won't overextend, because the Spirit Siphon's obviously doing a bit too much healing for the Death Prophet. Just leave him be for now, but Ray does remain protected on the Snap. Well, this offlane duo, while they are still finding some decent farm on CSJ, they're not really able to capitalize whatsoever in terms of trying to find kills at the top lane. Meanwhile, bottom, this is an offlane that's looking very strong right now. NJ, second in terms of CS, only behind his own SF. And the Beastmaster timings, they are going to be quite nice, it seems. Helm of the Dominator already up. Going right into the Helm of the Overlord after, I'm sure. And that's when things get rather concerning if you are the side of Cloud.
Got the mana burn creep up, Roar at the ready. Can easily just run down a nice soft target, find a kill, go into the push. And that's going to shove Andy away. He does have Blade Mail for farming at least. Starif.
He's going to try and soul rip, but it's not going to be enough. At least Ray does go down top side, so it's a bit of a trade going on. Here is Zone. Zone is trying to fight CSJ. A nice hook away from MMM. Going to provide enough damage so the Spirit Siphon won't keep him going. That's a 3-for-1 across the map. Poor old Andy on the Spectre. He's hit level 6, but he's gone no levels in Haunt, so he cannot help.
Yeah, it's what you want to do if you're farming, right? Again, you go for the early Blade Mail, you want to go into jungle, clear out some camps, you don't have massive stacks for yourself. But you are not tying into your global strat. They get the Roar off with the Starve.
Yeah, no hesitation. DQQ, he'll be happy with the kill on the Rubik, and that's just kind of the thing. You don't need to hold on to Roar. No need, just take whatever kill you can get, speed up your timings even more, And it's not like Andy can really save this bot lane. Rotation's over from zone. Andy's going to try and run with the Spectral Dagger. EQQ unable to get in range for a lift up, but it does open up the tier 1 bottom tower completely. Of course, you've even got the Skelly boys here from the Darkfall Summoner. That's going to be a very quick tier 1 tower to go down. No protecting it whatsoever.
And they've got the output. And the early tempo for Mystique, I mean, taking that bot tier 1, shoving the Spectre away. On the side of Cloud, it doesn't feel like they're able to really relieve the pressure or find map space for the Spec to just farm up in. And again, because you did skip out and Haunt for quite a fair bit of time, you don't have the global strat to play with Thunder God's Rat into Haunt as well. You're trying to shove up top here on Cloud. Gets a good hook.
Certainly does. Chase is on for CSJ, but probably not recommended to chase with that exorcism going. Still, MMM was really taking no damage with the Flesh Shape activated.
Ray?
Now he will, though. It is wearing off as Ray. Ray's going to be chased down. MMM sticking around to try and help out, but does get silenced, so can't go for the Dismember. Now will do so, but Starap's even joined in here on the Undying. Problem is they cannot deal with the Pudge. He's going to be just fine to get a bit of a trade his way and just TP right back towards the base to ensure there's no chance of killing him off.
And this is a pretty fat Pudge at the moment. 4 Flesh Heap stacks up, 3-0-1. They're collapsing onto mid again. After Butterfly Effect, but he does manage to leap away, but the tower is not going to be as safe. They've got the Heavenly Leap on DQQ as well, so he could get a nice little slow going. Butterfly Effect pokes too hard here.
Certainly could. Like you said, like there's no protecting the tier 1 mid tower now, because you know they're all pushing the top tier 1. Exorcism was committed earlier. Now, well, he'll take the Arc Lightning for himself, which that's a lot of damage when it comes to a Ruby.
Oh yeah. Nice little spell amp. You only have level 1 Arcane Supremacy, but once that's maxed out, stealing Arc Lightning isn't too tough. Stealing the Thunderbolt's not too tough. You're going to have a lot of good times lined up here. 3-9 rotation bot onto Andy.
Yeah, see if they can find him. Kisses were committed. Andy's okay. He'll just walk out of there with the Blade Mail. Haunt out committed as well, so DQQ's going to go down. He actually finds a kill for his trouble. And that was, yeah, I mean, he just takes a kill and runs. You couldn't really ask for much more as a Spectre.
A bit surprising. You know, NJ didn't go in to commit the Roar. They had the Kisses flying through, maybe expecting a little bit more, a little bit less distance there to tie in that combination. But not the biggest loss in the world. You're getting a ton of space out, a ton of room for Zone to farm. You've got this Pudge now, who's 3 parts away from Yags. Ultra durable up front, not threatened by the DP at all. And can just hold that lane. Like, even with the tower gone, he still feels safe here. And it takes a lot of commitment from Cloud to look for that kill. They are getting farm out for Andy. It always looks a bit dicey when a Spectre is farming up, purely because, well, she drops an ace quite a fair bit. But the gold is flowing in for Andy. He's not too far behind in this game. Does have room to grow. And is rushing the Yags, so just looking to pick up that backline. Once you do have the Yags, playing with the Zeus here, combine that with the early Kaya coming out for Butterfly Effect, you do have Global Burst on hand to just look to play the pickoff game that way.
Absolutely. 4-9 so far, though. 4K advantage the way of Mystique.
Well, what do you know?
Getting those timings on their Beastmaster still looking pretty darn good. Still working his way on towards that Helm of the Overlord, but the timing's not going to be bad whatsoever. Cloud, they've smoked up as 2. Deep wards down here by Mercy, but it looks like they were kind of noticed here by the side of Mystique. Ray and DQQ around the corner. May get caught. Ray will be spotted. Roll is immediate, but it is off target. Still, oh, even the Boulder Smash doesn't connect. Nice little sidestep there from our Snapfire, and that proves to be enough to allow him to get away.
Breaks the smoke, bails out, and now they're in a position to defend. They've got the Kisses ready for this hold as well. Tower's fairly low. They're going to have to commit. They have to throw out the Exo for this.
Nice hook. Still kick away from MMM. Mercy, still in massive danger, though, is going to drop to the Kisses. Tombstone to be taken out. The Zone will happily take that gold away from the Undying. And, well, the tier 1 tower, it somehow still stands. Just barely on 66 HP, but it is there.
It's a pretty big win. They force out the Exo for that push. They're not able to find the objective. And it does cost them Kisses and Requiem, but you really don't mind. You're finding the kills, you're finding the defense, they're invading that bot jungle. Overlord for NJ not too far off now. The Ancient Creep threat is going to be up and available. Whereas in comparison for Cloud, you're kind of ready on Butterfly Effect, but your issue lies in the fact that you don't really have any frontline jump outside of your Earth Spirit rolling in. Like outside of that, you don't have anything to set up for the DP to just run up, Spirit Siphon, get that durability going, and get some space out for the Zeus to damage. It's all just on that Earth Spirit. And at least for now, Mercy, it doesn't feel like he's able to really find the targets coming out from Mystique. They've been really disciplined in how they're playing this map right now.
But they have been. Mystique playing a fantastic game so far for this game number 3. Very, very clean gameplay, that's for sure. But you could say that for both sides. Like, there was a couple of awkward instances earlier on, but both sides playing pretty clean, considering how this series has gone. Problem is Mystique just playing a little bit cleaner, at least for now. As continue, again, working on towards that home of the Overlord. You are still finding some really good farm here on Andy, though. The Spectre, almost at the Aghanim Scepter build-up. Problem is MMM has found him on the Pudge, and Hook is right on target. Andy is completely on his own here, so there's not really much of an escape route for him. Ray was there to back up MMM, and he's going to be the one to pick up the kill as well. Even gives the apology over to his Pos 1 Pudge. But regardless, you got the Pos 1 Spectre, you got to be happy.
Yeah, you're again just delaying this spike for the Spec to hit the Ags and try to get aggressive on a pickoff game. As long as that's not up, it just doesn't feel like you're going to be ready to play with Haunt Thunder God's Rat, or even just hunting down the Rubik or the Snapfire here feels next impossible. They're grouping up here, though.
Rollian is on the Beastmaster. Helm of the Overlord was brought out. TP away is going to be immediate, and Mercy, unfortunately for him, level 3 Rolling Boulder, still an 8-second cooldown. EQQ is actually going to turn around now with the Spirit Siphons, and Mercy is the one taking way too much damage.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's the Spirit Siphon with Rubik, man. It's so much damage. You can't run into that.
Again, that's only level 1 Arcane Supremacy as well. So it's not the max spell imp you'd get just yet, and the max cast range you'd get. It's still overwhelming for a hero like the Earth Spirit to kind of try to deal with. They did have to throw the kisses out here for Mystique, but again, you don't mind. It's not the longest cooldown. You're not even connecting as a team really for this pickoffs. You're just running around and hunting. And now the full Ags is up for So he's ready to go. Going for the Kaya Sanj next. More durability, more spell damage coming out from him with that. And Zone has his full BKB. So you don't have much to wait for. Overlord for NJ's there. He's got the nice Ancient Ice Shaman with the Ice Fire Bomb to shock. They're just going to go for the Roche.
Why not? Be very, very easy with the Beastmaster. This is why they love picking up this Beastmaster as well. Like, they just know how to play around it. Of course, NJ, master level, I believe level 30 Beastmaster here for his side, and making it very easy for his team, that's for sure. Mystique looking for Andy now. He will back off that right moment, the Spectre. You don't have anything like a blink up on NJ to try and get a nice roar off, but they are going to try with the cookie. Oh, he's just a bit off the mark. It's the angle at the last second working against him. And, well, to be fair, Andy was already far enough. Chances are he wouldn't have done.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of a hesitation on the rush in, but Spectre is pretty slippery if it does still have the dagger available. And the side of Cloud are clumped up around her tier 2 mid. They are under vision from the Hawk. Again, the annoying thing about that coming in from the Beastmaster, at least you can scout it out with a Lightning Bolt, but it holds back on any sort of play from Cloud. Not that you'd want to play into the Aegis anyway, but their options are limited to really just farming on spec and hoping for the best there.
Radiant's top tower is falling.
Time's ticking. 11k net worth now for Mystique. You've got the Spectre, but it's not that easy of a game for it. It feels like they're not going to have the backup for Andy either. Like, you've got the Zeus who can sit back and relax, but well, speaking of him, Butterfly Effect right now is getting chased down. Kisses are not connecting though. There's a decent attempt, but not quite good enough. The Zeus able to just heavily jump out of there. But you look at Butterfly Effect's farm, like, he's really got nothing to speak of. He's got a Kaya working on towards the Aether Lens, but that's about it.
Yeah, he can't really sustain up front. His mana usage is still really damn high for his pool and regen. And again, they don't have anyone that can initiate and play with his burst. And your best bet is still just Mercy rolling up, but that's easier said than done. We have seen Mercy try, but your Spirit just doesn't feel amazing just yet. You know, there's no straightforward target to go for. They're always under vision thanks to the Hawks. Still clumped up around here, but it feels like a fight that you don't want to tempt.
Well, they're going to try anyway. They've got to clamp up on CSJ, so they'll try to make use of it as the roar does fly out.
The zombie.
He did roar the zombie, didn't he? Well, that happened. Zone, he's jumped in, but they've kind of messed up the initiation. He's going to get the hell out of there. They're still going to try. The Aegis does go down, but at least they've got Mercy. Immediate buyback as they want the secondary life on Zone, but a nice hook away. MMM, well, this Taste is still on, but he's got the Requiem up, so he'll turn right back around, and it seems like Cloud have gone too far. They are going to lose so much for this. 2 down already, 1 buyback committed. A hook is not going to connect on Butterfly Effect, but it won't matter. MMM will just walk away. Mercy might die back immediately, though he does roll, but it's not enough. The lift is there from DQQ. That's a really rough fight. They tried their best, and John, that's with the roar being messed up.
Yeah, he yelled at the zombie. And to be fair, the zombies are scary, but it's not the target you want to go for. And still, it works out. You can take care of one life. You can't take care of both from Zone. And side of Mystique, they're more than happy. They've gotten quite a fair bit. They don't manage to make any moves on the tier 2s. They do hold on, but yeah, there you go.
NJ, let's see how this happened. Because obviously it's quite easy to just click on a zombie, right? Like, you can't blame the guy. In fact, we've already missed it. Never mind.
There. Yeah. So, right. It happens. It happens. I was just surprised because the lift was there. I was like, how do you click the zombie and lift it? Yeah, it happens sometimes, you know?
I'll be honest, John, I've done it before. I've made the mistake before as well.
You see, Mike, when you do it, it's not surprising. When NJ does it, it's a surprise, Mike. There you go. That's the difference. Okay.
No need to throw me under the bus like that, John. You know how upset I get. Gotta pump my ego up a little bit more than that.
Oh, well, your Earth Spirit's a lot better than this, maybe. Sometimes. On the best of days. Yes.
MJ may get caught out. This isn't too good for him. There's your Shadow Step in. Roll's not going to connect. He'll commit the Roar out onto the Zeus, and he's actually trying to make a bit of a run away. But MJ should be dead, and he will be. Ray gonna cop the Haunt here from Andy. Andy just wanting as much as he possibly can get. Will get taken down as Mercy, looking for a little bit more now. We'll run into MMM, but won't have the follow-up for it. We'll decide to back off. So they do get 2 nice pickoffs from themselves here on the side of Team Cloud. That'll allow them a bit more space here for their Spectre to continue that farm game.
I mean, when he ags up, you can take more action now on Cloud's end. It fixes that over-reliance and maybe just getting the jump in with your Earth Spirit. You have some follow-through now from a Spec who can show up. And the Mantis not too far off for Andy at this rate. You should be able to hit that nice spike, spam out your illusions, chase down these softer targets. You are still building up nicely on Mystique though. Zone, full Silver Edge up. Kaya Sanj up and running for So our Pudge is definitely tanky in the front line. 8 stacks of the Flesh Heap up and running and going straight for the BKB. Once you have that BKB, single target holds massive. You're not going to be melting to your main output on Butterfly Effect, so this Pudge is just going to be a really difficult target, although...
Yeah, there's the Pudge you spoke about, MMM. He is a very difficult target. Look at this. Look at the damage he's tanking. It's eventually going to be too much. He will go down. But for a moment there with that Flesh Heap going, it was just looking impossible. So they find a huge pickoff. That's the target you kind of want. Problem is no Roshan up here for Cloud to try and capitalize off, so they're just going to have to accept the fact that they got the kill. But man, oh man, like, had his team been behind him, that would have been a real problem for Cloud.
Yeah, if they had some follow-through control, maybe a Requiem to get some fear off, could have changed the nature of that fight. Instead, Mystique, they'll clump up around bot, go for a bit of a push themselves. Tier 2 tower not going to hold for long, with the presence of the Dark Lord minus armor. And they find themselves the objective they need. Take the outpost, open up the map a little bit more. On the side of Cloud, though, and they've got the E-Blade up and running here in Butterfly Effect. So you can actually start to punish quite well. You do have way more burst damage on hand. And they did have to pop Exo in the last fight in that pickoff. So they don't have an angle to maybe pressure the top tier 2. Not going to have any presence from that DP for a while, but again, look at Mystique, just objective gaming here.
What you need to do, they know they've got the damage for the tier 2 towers. A little 15 talent on the SF just makes it so much easier. Sit back though, they are cautious. They don't want to throw the game away. They are still 14k ahead, so no need to try and rush this one, even against the Spectre. You'd still have to argue they look like the much stronger team here with this draft. Andy, top lane, he'll just TP away. Back down to the bot, he just wants to keep farming. It seems like the Roshan, of course, is going to be the huge objective here for either side, but there is going to be a 4-man smoke. The Spectre obviously can always just Shadow Step or Haunt in, and they found DQQ, so that should be the Rubik gone, and it will be. Shadow Step was committed, not too big of a deal, they still have the Haunt if they want to keep going. For now, though, they'll hold back.
Just, again, play around with that Shadow Step cooldown, find some kills. Hot is still ready. Is pretty far forward here by himself.
Very, very deep, but Mercy not going to be able to reach, did not have the roll-off cooldown, had to commit it to try and break the gap. Sadly for him, doesn't really work out.
Yeah, missed out on a pretty big pick-off potential, but overall, you're not losing anything for that. The issue is Zone is able to use the space quite well. Number 1 in net worth on the SF, rushing the Butterfly. Once that Butterfly is up, you can still deal some damage back to the SF with the dispersion, with just bleeding out onto it, but you're not going to be right-clicking him down anytime soon. With a BKB still at 8 seconds, it's a huge window where you can't burst him down either with a Zeus play. So, going to be a bit tricky if these team fights start to line up for Mystique, and they will clump up here.
Here we go. Smoke's going to be broken on NJ. Cloud will see them. Hook is off the mark. They don't have the vision on that high ground. Their Ray will try to get some down, gets a D-Ward off at the very least, but in goes the team fight now as they do aim the Snapfire. Roar is committed onto the Death Prophet. Meanwhile, Mercy is being caught out in the Roshan pit and does go down. They are still trying to chase Ray. In fact, they did Spectre ult in. And CSJ, he's been caught by the Pudge. He's gone. In fact, now the Hawk dive is out on Andy. He was not wearing a helmet for that. Andy's in trouble. Andy's going to try to run. He is probably just screwed, though. Scatter Blast will slow him down. He is set to fall, and he will go down. A pretty messy engagement here for Cloud, and, well, at least DQQ will drop. Butterfly Effect does get something for their trouble. Hopefully he gets himself out, though, and it looks like he will.
Yeah, they managed to bail out, but massive commitment coming out from Cloud doesn't quite pay off. Like, they did miss an opportunity to take care of the Spectre earlier as well. They got a good Requiem off and got the Fear off onto him, but he was pretty far from the rest of the fight, so they just regroup, go towards and just play around a really strong Pudge right now. BKB for not too far off, so he's going to be feeling fantastic once that's up. No fears in the world. Roshan, half a minute away. Enough time to maybe go for that tier 2 into the Roche here.
Warp dive. Oh, they've caught the Undying, and he is just going to melt to the damage of Zone. Way too high on the SF. Almost up to the Butterfly now for the SF as well, so even more damage incoming. And Roshan, like you said, John, 10 seconds away. Just head right to the pit.
Yeah, not going to take too long for them to melt that once it is up. Ray doesn't actually have vision of the pit in his position, so he doesn't see the Ray. There you go. There you go. You see the Roche.
Yeah.
Should be able to take it. They do have Shadow Step up, no Haunt, no Thunder God's Wrath, so scouting this can be a little bit trickier. And even without the Pudge, just with Zone's damage output, it's just melting. Free Shard to come out. Shard on Zone's going to be massive. That little Fear going to give a lot out in these fights. And he's juggling his items around, but he gets it in the end. There you go. The game gets harder and harder for Cloud. 9 to 20, 20k lead out for Mystique. For Cloud's part, there's still a time where the Spectre can be massive, but now it feels like you're going to be waiting, what, 15 to 20 minutes for that point, if the farm goes steady.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
It's just a long kind of journey to try and make a comeback in this game if you are Cloud. They do finally get the Spirit Vessel up, but John, I might just add, right, this is why I think playing Earth Spirit is very painful right now. He had the Urn and the Vit booster for like the last 15 plus minutes. And just getting the recipe took that long to pick up. And I'm not blaming Mercy, because the hero is hard to play if you're behind and your team's just not able to fight. At least you've got it now, so you've got a decent way of dealing with Pudge, but seems like it's almost just too late.
Yeah, it's like 28 minutes in, 29 minutes in. You're probably not going to be carrying on too much. He is super durable, and he has a BKB to dispel. So he has some answers. Full butterfly up and running on zone. And for Team Cloud, well, they lose their top tier tree. The racks are still standing, but there's nothing to stop any further push coming out from Mystique just yet. They even have their own BKB on NJ now as well. Just have everything at the ready. They are creep cutting here just a bit on Andy, so he's preventing any more move out down bot, but the other lanes are a free game.
They are. So I might add as well, we just saw a stat saying that the hook rate right now for M, let's hold that thought because he's going to make the jump in. So they have caught out the Earth Spirit already, so Mercy might just melt, but DQQ also melts as Mercy, somehow still alive, is still going down and does eventually fall, and here comes Zone. He's the big problem. So he just deletes CSJ, and Andy needs a way out. This is not the fight for him. Zone will just chase him down, Andy's still just kind of outrunning the SF, and it seems like eventually Zone is just going to give up on that. Satisfied with how the fight went anyway, picking up the DP kill, and they'll leave it be for now. Andy is still in a rather aggressive position to farm if they wanted to try for a chase, but it seems like they have got no vision on him.
And he's just safe to get that build up. He doesn't have mana though. At least has enough for the TP. So can bail out if need be, but he's going to show himself in the creep wave. And look at that, immediate direction change for his zone. He sees an opportunity here.
Andy, like you mentioned, I mean, he's got the TP. He's going to try DQQ. Oh, DQQ. Very close. Not quite close enough.
Yeah, it's a sneaky one. Bails out in the nick of time there, Andy. And they did reveal when the Rubik was. Welcome to the creep wave. Time to bail out. 11 to 22, 22k lead for Mystique. The name of the game for Cloud is still Stall Out for Respect. Scotty coming up next. I mean, at some point, it is going to be this gigantic beast that could be difficult to deal with. But, again, we're still waiting. It still feels like 10 to 15 minutes away.
Again, top side. Nice blink away. Andy's still on the chase. Not an easy target, but there's your Vessel out now. He's forced to pop the BKB. MMM, he'll go for a Dismember. His team is wrapping around from the backside into the Radiant Triangle. MMM, he's still alive. With the BKB, they just can't kill him. And they're going to try now, but the Requiem's out. Oh, MMM's going to survive. Tombstone down. And they are going to punish Cloud for this. A double kill out for Zone. Maybe even more. They're going to try for the TPs away. Nobody else found out here. Apart from maybe Andy. Andy. Oh, the hook's right on target.
God.
Yeah. Activate Byakugan. That's what happened there, John. And MMM. Very, very nice blind hook in the tree line. Does find the Spectre.
I think right on the edge.
Well, I'm just trying to make a Naruto joke, John. You just don't get it because you never watched Naruto.
No, I don't. It's too long, Mike. Even with the filler cut out, it's like 100 episodes. I don't have that much time in my life. You know?
Yeah.
My life is... I like being dreary, Mike. You know, if I wanted excitement, I'd watch some slice of life animes. You see the replay again. They just can't handle the punch. BKB pops on, you turn on Flesh Heap. You can't stop it. You just don't have the output. You don't have the burst. You're relying on that Zeus, and BKB just neutralizes that. Onto the high ground we go. They just don't have hold.
Rax is gone. That'll be one Rax up for Team Mystique. Complete control of the map. 29k advantage. Roshan's still quite a while away from spawning up, so they won't have that option for a while. But considering they're almost 30k ahead, they're probably looking to steal the game perhaps before Roshan. It's Cloud. Well, they're going to group up. They'll go for a smoke. Mercy on the front lines. They could run into two heroes here. Ray is the one to break the smoke. NJ, he sees everything and he just wants out. Ray doing a fantastic job of tanking the gank, and NJ, he'll BKB up just in case he needs it. The lift was there from DQQ though to make sure he was alright. I suppose now with one down and you know the BKB's down for NJ, you could think about trying for something, but it seems like they'll just turn back around. The DP's all by himself. CSJ trying to fight without his team, feeling overly confident with the EXO going, and just gets taken down without popping anything.
Yep. No buyback on the DP, no EXO even on the respawn. So you have a window here for Mystique to force the issue onto the high ground. Look for an angle in, take another set of racks. So they maintained their 29k lead. On the side of Cloud, I mean, on paper they should have pretty good high ground hold with Zeus, but it's not like you have anything like, say, your Ags up and running. It's pretty difficult to actually just clear out the rest of your heroes. Just don't really.
Andy, he's gonna run. He pops the Shadow Step, or rather the Halt was popped here to try and get away. He does manage to get the Remnant away, though NJ's there waiting. And even NJ's got quite a bit of damage here. Problem is he doesn't have the Roar, but he has the Hawk Dive. Perfect spawn into the dive. DQQ there with the follow-up control. Gonna make sure that Andy does drop. And with that, I think high ground will be open. At the very least, maybe just force the buyback out from the Spectre.
Yeah, with the buyback, you at least have Shadow Step to try to pin one target down. But this push goes so fast. We've got to find a way to stave this off, because DD on zone, this is not good.
Roar is out as well. They've got the DP, and yeah, with that DD rune, he is still healing up with the Guardian Greaves. Thanks to Mercy, he will have the space. Barely surviving on that Death Prophet. Bad news, John. Our Spectre used all his gold, so has no buyback.
Bought out the Basher.
Yeah, he did.
Which is useful, but I don't know if that fixes any of your issues. To be fair, I don't think the buyback would have done much either, so I'm just looking to make use of that next life much better. 2 racks down. Cloud, they're going to be able to hold on to their high ground. Mystique playing very disciplined, backing out, just again inching towards that next Roche here. So they've got time to think about the next move. 1.5 minutes until the next Roche. Full Octarine up on NJ. So way more roars to come out. 45-second cooldown on that roar. Always nice to see, and that's without the level 25 talent as well. So yeah, no fears in the world here for the side of Mystique. They've got everything they could ask for. For Cloud, this draft it's just so slow. Right, when you're riding the Spectre in, they couldn't maximize the early tempo of CSJ. He just didn't have the best of lanes either. With his duo coming out there from the Earth Spirit, Mercy just couldn't set up as much, and rolling onto a Pudge is risky at best. So they didn't get off to the laning start they'd want on any of your heroes. They will smoke up right now, though.
Jump in. Roll off the mark. DQQ. They will get a bit of vision. Problem is, Andy's the one to get caught out. Dismember will lock him down. Still, DQQ does melt the damage of the Zeus, but Andy is still taking too much. He is gone. He does have buyback goal. Will commit it immediately. Haunt is out. They want to take the fight, but can they? MMM's got Dismember back up. They even got a tombstone for themselves. In they go again. NJ, he's going to be the target. Looking for the roar, but the bash is there. He'll get the roar off now. MMM waiting. Is not going to be able to get a hook off. In fact, Mercy, he's going to make a jump in now. Onto the Pudge. Dismember gets cancelled. MMM does go down. And it looks like it's going to be a successful team fight for the side of Cloud, as they even catch out Ray. That's 3 down without buyback on the side of Mystique. And Roshan does respawn.
Respawns right at the end of that fight. Perfect timing for the side of Cloud. They're going to be able to take that one quite quick, compensating for that buyback on Andy. Can't be sneaky here on zone either. So they've got a way back into this game on Cloud's end. The buyback's paying off. The refresh BKB usage coming out there from was just not ideal. He popped his BKB a little bit early. Didn't have it for when he was being chased down. You're still 30k up, but you have tools on the side of Cloud to punish you in these prolonged fight, like a Hex coming out for Butterfly Effect, some much-needed single target control finally showing itself here. On the side of Mystique, and they're still in a decent position, they just need to prevent further bleed out, because this can get out of control very fast when you're dealing with a Spectre.
Oh, it certainly can. It certainly can, and Cloud are showing that they're not willing to just roll over in this game 3. Even though there is still a 30k net worth advantage the way of Mystique, it is not game over. You know what, John? Before that last team fight, Dota Plus was sitting at 100% win probability for Team Mystique. Not so much anymore. Now at 97%, giving a 3% chance to Cloud. Cloud, they've kind of made a miracle happen here in this game 3. And here we go again. Big smoke up. Mystique going to try and punish them here at the top lane. There's not many buybacks left here for the Radiant side as they do make the jump in, but Andy's going to be there to try and help out, but he will leave immediately. Just wanting to make sure Mercy doesn't get caught, but in goes MMM, trying to force the fight even further. They'll get rid of the Tombstone on the high ground. There's your Aurora out into the DP. They want him first. There is going to be a cheese eaten by CSJ, but it's not going to be enough. He still melts the damage of Zone. There's now DQQ. Looking for a little bit more, needs the lift up, but no, they have the hook. MMM right on target. Andy is forced to try and fight through this one. There's a gobble up play from Ray, and it's going to be too much. In fact, it was just a cookie, but it's more than enough. There's your Aegis gone. This will be a dieback out for Andy now. Down for 2 minutes. And that should be a very easy high ground opportunity for Team Mystique.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
They've got the angle. They find a big kill. They force that issue round. The side of Cloud just don't retreat. They tried to force that fight with a Haunt coming in. And they don't respect how strong Mystique is. Like, yes, he found that last fight, but that was after committing the buyback and respect, wasting a couple of those BKBs. In this circumstance, you don't have that option. Last set of racks just set to fall. And there's just nothing you can do with just the Zeus and the DP. This defense on the last set just feels impossible. You can try to clear out the creep wave, but not much beyond that, although...
MMM, I mean, he's taking a lot of damage. Roll is there. Mercy really wants the kill, but in comes the spell life still. MMM, he will survive through it. Mega creeps are up now for Team Mystique. Cloud, well, they're not out of the game yet. Still 50 seconds left for their Spectre to be back up, but it seems like they will be left alone. So it's happy death time for Team Cloud. No, they just call it. They don't want it. GG. They don't feel confident, and an immediate disconnect out from Andy. I imagine Andy is not feeling too happy at the moment. Oh,
nah, definitely
even
not.
A question mark.
Oh, what?
NJ, hold on a minute, NJ. Let's calm down, sir. He'll resume the game. Very Southeast Asian style there from NJ, as we do have another GG call out. Is the game over or not?
I think it is. I think it is. NJ popped his BKB and bounced in celebration. There we are. That is